I am 6 feet 2 inches. I'm like 190 something centimeters. 193, I think. So yeah, I'm pretty fucking tall. Do I have a fursuit? No. Would I fuck a gorilla? No. No, I would not. Oh, there's some fucking element 0. Look at that. Nice. Fucking finally, you never see that shit.
Probe launched.
How tall is Merc? Like 1 foot 2 inches? I don't know. He's short. He's not that short. He's like 5 foot something. He has giant planets right next to the sun. Yeah, it's kind of funny.
Launching probe.
They basically just burn up. I guess they're mostly gas.
Probe away.
Would I add a Big Bang Theory laugh track to my life or Married with Children laugh track? What? What kind of a question is that?
Probe launched.
Yeah, boy!
Probe
Look at
away.
this. Whoa.
Probe launched.
Wow. Oh, jeez.
Probe launched.
Loving that element 0.
Probe
If there's
launched.
one more hot spot, it's probably going to be element 0. I think I got everything except this. I don't need platinum. I can just leave this planet. Yeah, maybe I'll come back to it and use that one probe. Woo!
Fuel reserves at 50%.
Shut up, Edie. I wonder if you could date Edie. I know Joker does. Woo! A mun. So many of these planets literally just exist for the sake of scanning them and getting resources. Like, that's it. Oh fuck, there is some fucking element 0. Look at this shit.
Probe launched.
I'm glad I came back. Yeah, I'll get this.
Launching probe.
Yeah, nothing like sucking up the entire planet's resources. Yeah, sorry, I'm the Spectre. I could do what I want. Like, I don't know who owns these planets. So we don't have that information? I don't know. Yes, I'm excited for Mass Effect Andromeda. I don't know what to expect, but I'm... Like, no matter how it turns out, I have to play it. I have to play it no matter how it turns
Launching
out.
probe.
I don't give a shit about the Harry Potter films. They're all right, but they're all ridiculously similar, and I don't find them personally interesting.
Probe launched.
Like, I don't retain the information from those films. I remember pieces, like bits and pieces here and there of each one, but...
Probe launched.
Oh, wow.
Launching probe.
Man, I wish I had a small loan of $1 million. That would be rad. I could do so much with a small loan of $1 million. I could turn that into $1 billion. I bet.
Probe launched.
Bladed.
Launching probe.
Launching probe. Right. Now time to deplete all these other planets. Literally just going around all these different galaxies and stealing all the resources. Just trying to imagine, like, somebody else shows up and starts scanning. It's like literally every single one of these planets is completely depleted. Oh, this one might have a bunch of element 0 on it. Let's see. This is a rich planet. No, I didn't port Garrus in this playthrough yet.
Launching probe.
I'm still pretty early into this game. There's a lot that I have to do still. Yeah, boy!
Probe launched.
FPs? I don't know what that means.
Launching probe.
A million. If I had a million, if let's say I won the lottery, if I won the lottery, the first thing I would do is make an album,
Probe away.
and then I would have an extra source of income, or I don't know if it would make money or not, but at least I'd have an album out, and then I would make my feature film.
Launching probe.
What video am I most proud of? I don't know. Probably Cool Cat.
Probe launched.
I don't know. Maybe After Earth, maybe Walking Dead. One of those three, probably.
Launching probe.
No, I just saw FP. I didn't see FPS.
Launching probe.
That's what I was wondering.
Probe launched.
I was never into the big blue house. Or the bear from the big blue house. Or whatever. Never really into that. Jeez.
Probe launched.
Yeah, I'll review season 3 of The Walking Dead. I just gotta finish
Probe
up
launched.
these lists that keep coming in my Synecdoche review, so...
Probe away.
Everything's fucking postponed, man. Everything's just so far back. Oops. Do I have a concept? I have ideas, yes. But I don't want to talk about them. Because I feel like it's... You should have things in a story develop in a certain order.
Anomaly.
An anomaly?
Launching probe. Scans have found something.
Alright, let's do it. Aw, thank you, Weed Wizard Dank Memes. I feel like with a sufficient budget, I could create... Oh yeah, appearance. I could create art that I could make money off of. With a sufficient budget, I feel like I could do that. I feel like making I would have an album that I could actually sell. I feel like the music I would make, you know, as long as there's a high production value, I think that I could make something that could make money. Yeah. If I had a shit ton of money and resources, I would have these things out already, I know. I'm working my way there. I'm saving up a lot. I don't have a lot yet, but I'm saving up the percentage of my income. You know, I'm saving up a decent amount. I'm not just spending my shit, and I'm not living paycheck to paycheck. I'm not, you know, I spend a lot more money than I used to because now I'm actually making money. Because remember, I used to work minimum wage customer service jobs. But I mean, I'm still saving up a lot. I don't even know what this shit is. Alright. Credits. Platinum. Oh, over there.
Captain, short-range sensors just went offline and I'm locked out of helm control. The VI is reporting malfunctions.
Yeah, I don't remember what this is. Anthro New England? No. I don't know what that is. It's a convention, I'm assuming. I don't go to the UK ever.
Attention all hands.
Which is sad because I would really like to. I think in 2017 I'm planning to go to Europe, for instance. Like I'm planning it so far ahead that I'll be kind of in a position where I'll be committing myself, you know? New England is not in England? Okay, never mind. I'm dumb.
Multiple hostiles powering up at your location. Recommend immediate extraction.
Massachusetts. Sounds like a dumb place. Oh fuck! Let me snipe you, boy! Oi! Yeah, fuck off. Oops. Freeze you. Ouch.
Proceed to shuttle for evacuation.
Okay. Shuttle time. Hey! I love the focal depth. Oops, oops, oops. Ow.
Visibility to 65%. Proceed to shuttle. Go for evacuation.
Yeah, I'm going. Ow. Bam! Thank you, Garrus. Fuck off. I like how it wouldn't let me take cover behind that rod. Oh, fuck! That's why they gave me heavy weapon ammo. Fuck. Ow. Okay, we're good. Let me take cover. Oh, I guess not. Fuck. I wonder if there's actually a time limit. Darude Sandstorm. It's tearing me apart. Jesus. I love you, Garrus. Please marry me. Oh wait, you don't exist. Fuck.
We have to go. Now.
Yeah, boy, let's go. Well, I deactivated the distress beacon. Sweet. Garrett, well, so like Scar is my ultimate, like, I want to be fucked by him character. And Garrus is the ultimate, like, I would love to be in a relationship with him. Like, he would fulfill everything that I would be looking for sexually and romantically, you know? It's like more love than lust. Oh yeah, it's still got shit tons of stuff I can mine on here, or scan on here too. Let's see. Is this where I was? Like... Oh!
Launching probe.
Pew 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 pew, cutscene. It's funny. I mean, the cutscenes are interactive at least, though. Oh, hey.
Probe away. Probe launched.
What about the Scar which Disney ripped off? Was there a Scar character that Disney ripped off? I know, like, the whole Simba, Kimba, whatever, like, I don't know. There's similarities. I would like to see the original movie that they supposedly ripped off, but I really doubt I'm gonna get the same experience from it. You know? I feel like a ripoff would be getting the same experience from it. I don't know what they would have ripped off from it. Like, apparently some of the aesthetics are the same. I don't know. Yeah, Renegade is more fun. Makes for a more interesting character with more interesting options. FMA, I don't know what that is. Full Metal Alchemist? Yeah, I don't know. I haven't actually seen that show. So. It's not just about aesthetics, it's about, like, the looks, or sorry, the personality. The voice is very important to me.
Probe launched. Probe launched. Probe away.
Probe away.
Probe launched. Launching probe.
Probe, pierogies. Probe.
Probe away.
Probe away. Get me out of here. Get me out of this probe. Yeah! Woo! Why? Joker, no! He killed us. Whoa!
Probe away.
Hmm.
Launching probe. Probe launched. Probe launched.
Probe launched. I like how she doesn't say the same thing every time. It's so weird. Like, I mean, it makes it less annoying, I guess. But, I mean, she's just basically saying the same thing.
Probe launched. Probe launched. Probe away. Probe away.
Vegans are pretty much the only people that are actually at liberty to say that having sex with animals is wrong.
Launching probe.
Everybody else is a fucking hypocrite. And I mean, I don't agree with, like, veganism really, so... Like, most people don't. Oh, I depleted you. Murky water.
Probe launched.
What do you mean, how so? You can't... I've gone on this rant too many times, so I'm not gonna get that into it, but...
Launching probe.
Like, you can't say, like, oh, sucking a dog's dick is wrong, but, like, eating an animal isn't. You can't say, like, oh, we should
Probe
chain
launched.
up baby cows to a pole and restrict them from movement while, you know, just while they get fat, so we can have a really succulently tasting baby cow, you know. Part of the farming process is artificial insemination. So by supporting farms in the meat and dairy industry, you're already supporting rape of animals, like literal rape, artificial insemination, where they jerk off the males and then like literally fist the females and force her into orgasm and syringe the semen up her vagina.
Launched.
And then C-section the baby out, usually. I don't know, But do all these, like, non-consensual things, and then, like, you support that, but somebody sucking an animal's dick, or, like, just touching a horse dong, that's wrong. It's wrong if you touch it and enjoy it. It's not wrong if you touch it for the sake of the farming meat industry. That's fucking stupid.
Launching probe.
It's very hypocritical. People are fucking stupid. People are so unaware of their own biases.
Launching probe.
They literally fist the females as they artificially inseminate them. They put on this giant rubber glove. It goes, like, literally shove their arm into the cow's asshole up to, like, shoulder length. If everybody hunted their own food, hunter-gather style, should it be okay to have sex with animals still? Yeah. The implication that...
We have used half our fuel.
I believe that animals should not be abused, which is why we have animal abuse laws, right? We have laws saying that you cannot abuse an animal. The only reason that specific laws that ban zoophilia and bestiality exist is to criminalize the people who were not abusing those animals. So before zoophilia laws, if a state has animal abuse laws but not zoophilia bestiality laws, that means that if they have sex with an animal and it is determined that they were abusing the animal, sexually or not. You know, if they raped the animal, if they forced the animal and the animal didn't like it, then they would determine that the animal was being abused. The reason why zoophilia and bestiality laws exist is because people would be in court over having sex with an animal, and no one would be able to determine whether or not the animal was actually abused, which I don't think you should go to jail if there's no evidence whatsoever that the animal was being abused. Because if the animal wasn't abused, then you're not really helping anybody. You're just putting somebody in jail because you don't like them, because you think that what they're doing is gross and you don't understand them. You know? You're being a fucking bigot. Literally, the only thing that
Probe launched.
zoophilia and bestiality laws accomplish is to put people in jail who were not abusing animals but having sex with them. It's absolutely disgusting, and I hate that we live in a world where people can
Probe away.
criminalize the behavior of others while, you know, their own group gets to do literally the same thing under a different pretense, you know? Oh, mine's for meat. An animal's life isn't important as long as you're eating it. Like, okay. Fuck off. Fuck you. It's not, like, what I'm saying is just so taboo and controversial. People don't fucking use their brains at all. People don't know how to think critically.
Launching probe.
It's so sad. Are you serious, ShamWow guy? You realize that the laws are in place to protect both the animals and humans because they could die from having sex with each other? Okay, so yeah, let's make a law against skydiving and rock climbing. Let's make a law against holding your breath underwater. Let's make a law against marathons. Let's make a law against
Launching probe.
climbing Mount Everest. Let's make a law against exploring the desert. Let's make a law against camping. Let's make a law against having sex with any human being, because yeah, you can die from having sex with each other. Let's make a law against electromagnetic stimulation. Let's make a law against body modifications. Let's make a law against staying up for extended periods of time. Let's make a law against driving while you're a little tired. Let's make a, fuck you. I'm sorry if
Probe launched.
it's, I don't mean fuck you in a way where, I'm not trying to insult you, but I wish that you would think harder about what you're saying before you type something like that, because it's really fucking obvious that you did not think about what you're actually saying before you typed it. I'm sorry if you're offended by what I'm saying, but
Probe away.
you cannot be that ignorant and expect me not to call you out on it.
Probe away.
Like, it's so past the point of, you know, like, this is a position that I've developed over time. This is a position that I've developed after thinking about it for so many years. My initial position was that it's wrong, right? Because it grosses me out too. And then after thinking about it as critically as I possibly can, then I came to the conclusion that I was mistaken. And I think if anybody seriously thinks about it and tries to debate the issue as objectively as they possibly can in their head without their own personal biases, finding things gross, you know? This exact same thing happened with people in, even sodomy laws, you know?
Probe launched.
Fucking 30 years ago, it was illegal in many states in the U.S. Sodomy.
Probe launched.
30 years ago. It's not that long ago. People are fucking stupid.
Launching probe.
Well, yeah, I mean, having a law against it doesn't help anybody. It just puts people in jail who were not abusing the
Probe
animal.
away.
To say that that it's literally impossible to have sex with an animal without abusing it is one of the most ignorant things you could say. Like, you're literally not even thinking. You put up a mental block in your head, and you refuse to think about it. And yeah, it's gross, you know? You don't want to think about it, but if you're gonna put people in jail for something, you should probably think about it, you know? Is that not a good enough excuse to think about something that grosses you out? Like whether or not somebody deserves to go to jail for something? Fuck, we have laws against like pedophilia and shit. We've thought hard about that. There's real good reasons why pedophilia laws exist, you know? We've documented the psychological damage it does to a human being. There's real evidence. But nope. You can't put an animal's penis in your mouth. No, I do not want to fuck some cat that I found on the street. I'm really not interested in real animals. There's no... The conditions under which that I... Where the fuck did I go? God damn it, I'm wasting fuel. The conditions under which I would fuck a real animal would literally just become an impossibility. As soon as there's a factor about an animal that would make me want to fuck it, then it's no longer an animal. It's as simple as that. You know? I need a human brain. It doesn't matter what I'd fuck aesthetically. I can't just turn off that part of my body that's attracted to personality or that needs some type of an emotional connection to even be remotely attracted to somebody.
Launching probe.
Oh yeah. So I'll explain the no consent thing, right? Because you're saying that animals can't give consent, right?
Probe away.
So if let's say animals can't give consent, which I would argue that they can, you can give non-verbal consent even as a human being. You can have two human beings that speak completely different languages and give cues to each other in order to have consensual sexual intercourse. You can have sex with a deaf and mute person and still, like, just because you can't verbally communicate, you can still give consent. But I mean, in terms of an actual animal, you cannot. It is extremely naive and ignorant to suggest that you cannot tell whether or not an animal likes something. So, if you're saying that there's literally no instance that an animal can give consent, then what you're also saying is, when you rub a dog's belly and you're touching their nipples, that is almost rape. You're saying that there's no way you can tell if a dog likes something. You're saying that by petting a dog, if a dog comes up to you and really like wants to be pet, if a cat like goes around your leg and very clearly wants attention, if you're saying animals can't give consent, then you're also saying that when you pet an animal that is clearly enjoying it, that they very well could be screaming in pain internally and just are so stupid that they don't try to run away or don't try to give any signals that they don't want something. Animals don't like repress their feelings. Animals don't hide things from you. Animals will let you know whether or not they want something. And to say that there's no way you can tell whether or not an animal wants something or is into something or is responding well to something is the most naive and poorly thought out thing that somebody can say. Well, not ever, but it's among things that are common mantra, among things that are widely repeated as fact. It's not accurate in the slightest. Like, it contradicts everything that we already know as human beings. It contradicts common knowledge, you know? It's like, oh, an animal can't consent to anything. Okay, they didn't consent to being domesticated. They didn't consent to being caged. You know, it's not considered animal abuse to like lock your dog up in the back porch in a 5 foot by 5 foot area, and then like go to work and leave it completely neglected the entire day for 10 hours, come back, notice that it pissed on the floor, and then get pissed off at the dog that had nowhere to piss in the first place, rub its nose and piss. You know, it didn't consent to any of that, and obviously you can tell that the dog doesn't enjoy that, but people do it anyway. That's not abuse. Right? I hate the idea of putting people in jail when there's no victim. You know, and I'm sure that many people will try to strawman my argument into pretending that my position is that there's no such thing as sexual abuse of an animal. But that's not my position. My position is that not all sex with an animal is abuse. Is that it is very, very possible to have sex with an animal without it being abusive. The most common animal that people have sex with, like zoophiles, they have sex with dogs and horses. They don't have sex with cats. You know? Sex with a cat would be pretty much like impossible and pretty much guaranteed to be abusive. Zoophiles are actually in love with these animals. Like, zoophiles have an attraction to these animals in the same way that you would have attraction to a human. And yeah, some people are rapists, right? Some people will rape human beings. You don't ban sex with all human beings just because some people can sexually abuse other people. I believe that it's entirely possible for people to sexually abuse animals. I also believe it's entirely possible for people to abuse animals non-sexually. It's just... it's not something that I'm interested in, and it's not something that I'll ever do, but I don't consider it to be morally right that we continue to pass laws, anti-bestiality laws, in places where animal abuse laws already exist, right? Meaning that if somebody sexually abuses an animal, it was already illegal. And now the only thing you've criminalized by adding that new law is people who did not abuse the animal while they were having sex with it. You know? These people genuinely love animals, and in most cases I'd imagine that it's like they're not even really sexually satisfying themselves, that it's more about the animal. You know? Because it's still illegal to put your mouth on an animal's dick. That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any fucking sense. It's not illegal to jerk off a horse as long as you're collecting its semen and selling it, or artificially raping and impregnating another horse. That's not illegal, and yet it is illegal if you're doing it for pleasure or if your mouth touched it. Like, that doesn't make any fucking sense. That literally doesn't make any sense. It's completely batshit insane. Completely insane. That doesn't make any fucking sense. Yeah, I'm like, animals don't hide how they feel. Actually, I don't want to go there yet. Animals don't hide how they feel. If an animal isn't enjoying something, if you're doing something to a dog, if let's say you like touch its dick and it growls at you and you keep going, that's abuse. That's abuse. That's very clearly abuse. You shouldn't do that, right? If it seems to be into it, then keep doing it. And I don't see how that's abusive. In the same way that if you pet a dog on its belly where its nipples are, which everybody does, if it barks at you, stop doing it. If it seems to be enjoying it, keep doing it. I don't see the difference between that and touching its genitals. The dog doesn't see the difference, really. You know, this repressive attitude that we have towards sexuality exists within humans. It doesn't exist in animals. Animals, you're not gonna have a sexual contact with an animal and the animal's just gonna be like rethinking it in its head over the next year and just constantly regretting it, like, oh, I was so awkward when I did this, or oh, I didn't, was this the right person for me, or why did this happen? That's a human thing, you know? That doesn't happen with animals. They'll hump your leg. They'll just start fucking a stuffed animal for no reason. They'll try to rape you. If you have a dog that's not neutered, it'll try to fuck everything in the house. It'll hump your leg. It doesn't give a shit. It just wants to feel good. That's it. Nope, that's abuse. It's clearly getting off. It's clearly not in any stress or pain whatsoever, based on the most objective standard that we could possibly give to determining whether or not this animal is enjoying itself. But you're clearly abusing it, and you need to go to jail. Fuck right off.
Probe away.
I hate people.
Launching probe.
How does the human race just get away with this? How do we get away with this? How do people not give a shit? Nobody thinks. The information's there. It's not hidden. It's not like some magical number mystery. It's not some puzzle. It's basic common fucking sense. No one's willing to have these conversations, because otherwise it's like, oh, so you want a fucking animal? Exactly, right?
Launching probe. Probe
It
away.
sucks. I feel such empathy for these people.
Probe away.
They've really... Nobody's defending them. Nobody.
Probe away.
Yeah, exactly. People can sexually abuse each other. There's sexual abuse happening in human-on-human relationships. You don't ban all of it. You know, you ban the sexual abuse. You ban abuse. You ban that. You don't ban all sex because you can abuse someone sexually. Literally, the only reason the law exists is because people are like, oh, that's gross. Like, whoever does that, I can't relate with them, so they must be a monster anyway. They deserve to be in jail and thrust away from society and kill themselves. Fuck off.
Probe launched. Probe launched.
It's not just conservatives. Everybody's grossed out by it. It doesn't matter what political party you're from. Literally everybody. Like, you can go on any kind of subreddit, like feminist subreddit, anything, like whatever side of the spectrum, bring up bestiality and zoophilia, majority of people will be like, oh my god, so I can't believe that somebody used that argument. Like, literally, one of the top voted posts in another thing discussing this is like, oh, I was somewhere else, and people seriously use the argument like, oh, you eat animals, so it should be okay to have sex with them. I'm so gross and just out and disgusting. They don't even address, like, why the argument's wrong. They just say, like, oh, right, guys? Preaching to the choir. And it's like, oh, this confirms my bias because other people agree with me. I'm going to agree with this person that agrees with me already. Oh, okay, we must have the right answer, guys. Fuck. Critical thinking, where the fuck did that go? You know?
Probe launched.
Man, I was so naive as a child. I thought that adults could use their brains.
Launching probe.
I thought that adults were smart. So naive.
Probe away. Launching probe.
Ay. Ow. Oh yeah, and then the like shitty argument that people will use, like, oh well, if bestiality is wrong, then that means pedophilia is, or yeah, if you're campaigning for sex, with animals, then that means that you must think that pedophilia is okay too, right? It's like, wow. You know? Why don't people understand logical fallacies, argumentative fallacies well enough to know they're happening when they use them? How do people not, like, that's something that should be taught in schools. Like, you're not having an argument if you do this.
Probe launched.
Like I said, there's psychological evidence and facts
Probe away.
backing up why children should not have sex with adults.
Probe launched.
You know, like everybody was a child at one point and agrees that
Probe launched.
they shouldn't, like if they were to have sex with an adult at that age, that they shouldn't consider it to have been consensual. Every adult on the planet has been a child, so we know what it's like to be a child, and we understand,
Launching probe.
you know, that it's not something we would have wanted. But when we're talking about an animal, I mean, they're adult animals, so they're sexually developed and horny all the fucking time. And B, there's no evidence to suggest that non-abusive sexual contact with them is any harmful whatsoever. You know?
Probe launched. Probe away.
Peeps be dumb. Especially when so many people that have sex with animals are totally bottoming too. If an animal's fucking your ass, how the hell is that abusive? That doesn't make any goddamn sense. You're not tying it up. And if they are, then obviously that's abusive.
Probe launched.
Me and my friend use the same logical fallacies concurrently with arguing against the use of others. Do I recognize this? Would I like someone to record these instances? Please give me an example if you would like to, please. I try my best to be consistent. You know, sometimes I'll be hyperbolic, I guess. It depends when I'm actually having an argument, but please, I mean, please point out an example, because it seems like you should have a few based on how you worded that. Tricking the animal? That doesn't matter. You can trick an animal to ingest medicine. You know, you have to put it in a hot dog. That's non-consensual. The animal didn't consent to taking that medicine.
Probe launched.
What game is gonna come after Mass Effect 2? Well, after I'm done, like, I'm gonna go to bed pretty soon, honestly.
Probe
I've been
launched.
streaming for like 9 hours anyway. People don't believe animals can give proper consent. Okay, well then people should stop eating animals. People should stop domesticating animals. People should stop caging animals. People should stop doing anything to animals.
Probe away.
Don't pet animals. You don't know if they consented to that. You shouldn't pet an animal then. Like, okay, if that's what you believe, then be consistent about it, but it doesn't seem like you're being consistent.
Probe launched.
No, it doesn't matter. No, if you have tons of examples but you don't record them, then please just talk about them. Please just mention them. Because I'm pretty sure, like, if you mention it, and then I know what you're talking about, maybe I can timestamp you, right?
Probe away.
Even if you don't need a timestamp, I mean, if there are clear examples in your head, then please state those examples so that I can know what you're talking about. It's kind of a shitty thing to do, to just say like, oh, you use logical fallacies all the time. I've totally got so many examples of them, but I'm not going to mention any of them.
Probe away.
You know, I'd rather come out of the conversation with the right answer. I would rather come out learning something. It's not about confirming a previous bias. So you're really denying me any opportunity to grow if you think that I'm doing something wrong, but you won't even tell me what it is.
Probe away.
I agree, Rev, but Fink. You'll bring it up when it happens? Okay, well, can you? I don't care if you get it wrong if you're talking about something that already happened, because in my mind, my assumption is that you are misinterpreting me. My assumption is that whatever example you have is probably an example that you have some sort of incorrect assumption being made about what I said, or not actually interpreting what I said properly. Like, so I mean, don't feel bad if
Launching probe.
I don't see why you're not giving me an example, and it's kind of a shitty thing to do. Like, you can't just say that shit. Like, it's bugging me. You can't just say that and then not give an example. It's really shitty.
Probe launched.
All right.
Launching probe. Probe away.
Well, I mean, vegetarianism is always about feeling good about yourself, right? There's no reason to do anything to take any moral, like, standpoint unless it's about feeling better about yourself. I mean, sure, there are extra benefits, but the first and foremost is making yourself feel better about something, whether or not it's like a social injustice or something.
Launching probe.
Bah. I was a vegetarian for a year. No, I'm probably not gonna play the Witness at all tonight. I'm just gonna probe this shit. Cause I'm kinda getting tired too. I woke up pretty early. I know I didn't start my stream super early. I was actually moving a bunch of shit on my hard drives, and I was waiting for that to finish. Well, yeah, I mean, if there's... Hey, Freak, I know he's not... I'm going to read your comment just so people know what I'm talking about. I don't think he's purposely denying telling you. He likely realized before and didn't remember exactly how it went down, so he doesn't want to bring it up unless it's fresh in his mind. Okay, so if you're... I know it's not you, but if this person is so unconfident about whether or not I was actually doing that, then they shouldn't be making those accusations. Right? Should have started the sentence with, "Oh, haven't you?" or "I think you might have." But no, it was, "You've done this, and I have several examples of you doing this." And then when asked to provide an actual example, like, "Oops, nope." It's really dumb.
Launching probe.
Like, sorry, I'm not trying to bully anybody here, but I mean, it's not the type of... It's not, like, it's literally the least constructive way you could have a conversation. It's just shitposting. It's nothing.
Probe launched. Probe away. Probe launched. Launching probe.
Hey.
Probe away.
It.
Launching probe.
You know, I put in an effort in, like, every argument I
Probe
have
launched.
to try and to try and approach the argument as objectively as possible.
Probe away.
I try to approach every single argument that way. I try to approach every single argument, not just like objectivity, but self-doubt. I try my absolute hardest to engage in conversations with the presumption that I might be mistaken.
Probe launched.
And I try to second guess myself. I play devil's advocate to myself even when I'm not having an argument. You know, I do that shit because I don't believe in absolute certainty. And if I'm trying to come out of something with the correct answer or to learn something, you know, that makes me feel better about myself, is to grow as a person. And you don't do that if you're just looking to confirm your own biases. So that's why I find it very unlikely that what you're saying I've done is accurate. Although, I admit that I could be wrong, which is why I was asking for an example. It's really not that hard to understand. And I shouldn't even be dwelling on it because it's like, you can't even tell that shit apart from just a troll, you know? You can't even tell if somebody's actually
Probe
just
away.
doing it to be a dick.
Probe away. Probe away.
It's pretty much the only reason, like, why I have any sense of introspection at all. Why I'm able to look at my own mind
Launching probe.
attemptedly outside of the box. You know.
Probe away.
Well, yeah, I'm not so much ranting about bestiality anymore as I am about argumentative fallacies.
Probe away.
Do I think cannibalism is okay if the other person is willing? Yes. I believe that anything that involves consenting adults that does not affect any third parties should be okay and legal. I don't see anything wrong with cannibalism or necrophilia as long as whatever parties that are involved are consenting adults.
Launching probe.
I really appreciate it, cheese. Well, yeah, like I'm more willing to talk about conversation topics that make people uncomfortable, because part of the problem, like part of the reason why people have these
Probe away.
these terrible perspectives about things like bestiality is because they literally have not given it honest thought. And the reason why people don't give it honest thought is because nobody talks about it. So it's like, great, people are going to jail for nothing. Innocent people that very likely treat the animals in their lives better than you would treat your girlfriend. Those kind of people being put in jail. Great, you know?
We have used half our fuel.
Is mutually assured destruction truly mutually assured? I don't know what you're talking about. It's not even just religious, you know? It's just shitty collective thinking. It's the fact that there are very few people within a population that actually come up with ideas and are critically thinking about issues. The rest of the population is literally just looking for somebody to confirm their own biases, and they're not actually interested in doing any sort of critical thinking. They don't know how. Like, they must not know how. I don't want to believe that they're capable of it and choose not to, because that would be too depressing of a reality to come to terms with, you know? I don't know what your question is, Freak. Let me scroll up, I guess. I can't read everything. How can you consent as a corpse? Yeah, you consent while you're still alive. Every corpse was once a consenting, alive person. It's not that difficult. Like, you really didn't even have to ask that. I'm sure if you just thought about it for a second, you would have realized the answer. It's not like you can't just pretend like I didn't think about that. I wouldn't be having this argument if I didn't think about it. You know, you can't. Well, which question? Which question? I scrolled up, and that was the first thing since you complained about me not answering your question.
Probe launched.
Well, yeah, corpse wouldn't mind either way, but I feel like it would be wrong to desecrate the body when it would emotionally, like, as much as, yeah, maybe objectively it should be okay, but, I mean, I wouldn't advocate for that at all, because all those corpses have families, you know? I don't know what your persona would be if you had one. That is something for you to decide, and I don't know you personally, so I'm not answering that. I don't make those determinations.
Probe launched.
No, I didn't see Kingsman. I didn't really feel like it. I don't know if I ever will. Yeah, I would love to do an Undertale pacifist run. There's 2 soundtracks playing at once right now. This is really weird. 2 of them are going at once. I don't know how that happened.
Launching probe.
I really enjoyed Undertale. I don't think it's cancer. You can say the fan base is cancer if you want, but I thought the game was great. I thought it was amazing.
Probe away.
My thoughts about hypocrisy in religion? I don't know. You're kind of just trying to, like,
Launching probe.
I think what you want out of me is like a really passionate rant about a subject that I am opinionated on, and I feel like I could get to that point if we were actually talking about something related to it. I can't just jump into the middle of it with no starting point, you know? I'm not just gonna.
Probe launched.
There's so many things that relate to it that I couldn't just give an overall perspective on it. When you already, like, if you want a really vague perspective, then you already know it, and you're not really, you know, like, you already know what my thoughts on that would be in general, so.
Launching probe.
Do I think there's a difference between furries and otherkin? Yes, 100%. Those are completely different things. Those are not in the same definition at all, no matter what, where you come from. There's no connection. There's some overlap. That's like saying, do you think there's a difference between a straight male and a pedophile who fucks little girls? Yeah. I mean, there's some overlap. You know, it might not even be that every pedophile that fucks little girls is even straight. Some of them could be bi. There's some overlap, but it's not the same. Those are different things.
Fuel reserves at 50%.
Oh, Penguin. I'm actually gonna go to bed soon, so sorry if you expected me to play a bunch more. I think I'm just gonna scan this last system here. and then go to bed. I need to lie down, and then this entire week I'll be working on Unfriended Part 3, and ideally finish it. I don't know. We'll see. It's gonna take a while still, but...
Probe launched.
Bug rapist.
Probe away. Launching probe. Probe away.
Thank you very much, Killer Monkey Cram. Appreciate it.
Probe launched.
Yeah, there's no, like, I couldn't ever imagine a cat being comfortable with sex with a human. Like, that's not, I don't, like, everybody knows cats. Everybody knows cats.
Probe launched.
Like, that would be, it would probably claw at you, and that would be considered abuse, but as for other animals that already hump your leg, it's like, really? You're not thinking about it if you think that it's not possible for one of them to enjoy getting off. Like, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. You're literally not even thinking about it. So don't have an opinion on it if you're not actually thinking about it.
Launching probe.
What's this one? Oh.
Launching probe. Probe launched. Probe away.
Hey, boy.
Probe launched. Probe launched.
Yeah, I'm getting super tired, so apologies for peacing out after this planet. Or sorry, the next. Yeah, I can always probe that other one when I do the Zaid mission anyway, so yeah, after this planet, because I'm gonna run out of probes anyway. Probey man. Still says it's rich, but I don't see the shit going up that
Launching
much.
probe.
Oh, Jesus.
Probe launched. Probe away.
Probe away.
Probe launched.
I'm not attracted to bugs. I've seen some anthro, like, bees before that looked kind of cool, but I mean, still, I don't even think I've saved any of those images. I've just seen them, and they haven't been bad. Or like wasps, anthro wasps, that are like as tall as a person, you know?
Probe launched.
Come on.
Probe launched.
Why does it still say moderate? Well, oh, holy shit.
Probe launched.
I've got chops for you. Itty bitty chops for you. Oh, whoa, Jesus. Still finding shit. Where's this? Oh.
Launching probe.
Oh, there we go. That was it.
Probe launched.
Alright, going back to the regular spot, and then, yeah, there we go. No, I'm done. My throat's sore, too. So, good night, guys. Oops. Come on. Why? Oops. We have to just get back to here. Dun, 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 dun. Sorry for yawning. I know I'm making some of you tired now. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh fuck. Good night. I love you guys. Mwah. I hope you had fun. Good night. It was fun. Thank you. Damn, son. Yeah, that's saved. Exit. Bye, everybody. Love you guys. Good night.